All right, stop me if you've heard this one before, but I've been trying to find a really good gaming headset that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. And this one right here has almost 10,000 reviews on Amazon, and oftentimes you can find it for less than 30 bucks. So is it actually any good, or is it just another overhyped budget headset? Well, let's find out. What's up, my dude? Your friendly neighborhood Tony here, and welcome back to the Spare Tech Room, where I try to help you make better tech choices. And what I have here is a headset by a company that you've probably never heard of. The company is GTHEOS, and this is their Captain 300 wireless gaming headset. And in today's video, I'm gonna walk you through everything you need to know about this headset. We'll do an unboxing, an overview, I'll do an audio test and let you know how it sounds. And at the end of it all, you might just save yourself a few bucks. So let's go ahead and start off by going back in time, and I'm gonna walk you through kind of the unboxing process when I first got this headset in the mail. And here we are with the GTHEOS Captain 300. This is the box that it comes in. And right on the front of the box, you see a couple of the colors that it comes in. You have a black and a white version here. Now in this box is the white version. My girlfriend does have the black version though, and she really likes it so far. But we'll just take a look around the box real quick, and here we go. Again, white, black, and other colors. On the other side, just a barcode. Around back, we have a little bit of information about the headset. It talks about here that it's compatible with your computer, your phone, your tablet, Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox, but wired only for Xbox, so something to keep in mind. But a pretty straightforward box situation. Let's go ahead and crack this thing open and take a look at what we get inside. And it looks to be packaged up pretty simply, nothing crazy. We'll pull out the headset, which is in kind of a protective styrofoam wrapping. Then we have the manual also in here. This might be something you definitely want to take a look at. It's going to have all the instructions about how to get this thing set up, how to get it synced to whatever device you want to use, and also what all the different buttons and ports on the headset do. I know one of the things I had to look up for my girlfriend was how to turn off the LEDs because she didn't particularly like having those on, but if there's anything you need to know, it should all be in here. Then, of course, what we all came here for, the actual headset. Let's remove this protective wrapping, and we can pull out the headset itself as well as all the other accessories that come with it. And of those accessories, we have a couple cables here. One is, of course, a USB cable. This is USB-C to USB-A. And I like that it color matches the headset. That's pretty nice. But you'll use this, of course, for charging. Then we have a 3.5 millimeter headphone. This is a TRRS cable. If you're familiar with the different types of 3.5 millimeter cables, then you'll know what this one's for, but this will be used to plug it into your Xbox controller or into your computer or what have you if you want to just go over a wired connection. Then we have a couple other bits in this other bag. There is the microphone, of course, which is a little bit flexible. You can kind of move that around and bend it and it'll hold into place, so I like that. Of course, there's also this one's a TRS cable or TRS plug that you'll connect into one of the ear cups here, but not bad. Pretty solid. Feels like it's made of good quality. Then, of course, you have the dongle. So this is the 2.4 gigahertz dongle that you'll plug into your computer. If I can get it out of the bag. Here we go. Pretty simple, pretty small, nothing we haven't really seen before. Then, of course, the actual headset, which is absolutely covered in this plastic wrapping. So if you enjoy removing this stuff, this will be fun. Hold on. Oh yeah. And there's plenty of that to go around. The entire headset is absolutely covered in it. So let's just remove all that. Okay, there we go. Now, first impressions, just holding this headset and kind of feeling it in my hands here. I'm a little split on the build quality. It definitely creaks and jangles a little bit, but the ear cushions feel very soft to the touch, including the headband. The headband is also very squishy. So it feels like something that you'll be able to wear on your head for an extended period of time. And it should be fairly comfortable. But we'll go ahead and test these out for a little bit and see what we get. Okay, so one of the first things I want to talk about is kind of the connectivity options when it comes to this headset. And there are really 3 different ways that you can connect this to your device. The first way, which is of course the most old-fashioned typical way, is with your standard 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And this is of course going to result in no latency or anything like that. So if you want the best headset connection that's not going to give you any kind of delay in your audio, then you want to go old school with this. Then you also have the ability to connect over Bluetooth, and on the back of the headset here you have just a little toggle that swaps between Bluetooth and the 2.4 gigahertz adapter, which comes with the headset. I personally prefer using the 2.4 gigahertz adapter because that is going to give you a lot better latency, and it's completely seamless. You don't have to pair anything or sync anything up. So of course, with Bluetooth, as is typical, you have to go through your device and pair it and all that stuff, and there is going to be a bit of a delay in the audio. So if you're trying to use Bluetooth specifically for gaming, or if you're maybe doing some kind of video editing and you want to be able to match up the audio in the video, Bluetooth really isn't the way that you want to go with that. For that, you either want to use the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, or you want to use this 2.4 gigahertz adapter. And this is so easy to use. It plugs right into your computer, you turn on the headset, and as long as you're switched into that 2.4 gigahertz mode, it's gonna sync immediately. It's actually kind of funny. There's a voice in the menu, so when you turn on the headset, you're gonna hear a voice say power on and then a few other things. And it's pretty clear that it is someone who is not a native English speaker trying to speak English in maybe a British accent. It's really funny, but you hear it every time you turn on the headset. But ultimately, you have 3 different ways to connect this, so it's gonna work with your PC or your Mac. It's gonna work with your gaming consoles, even Xbox, although the wireless connection doesn't work with a lot of Xboxes. For that, you're gonna have to use the 3.5 millimeter cable. But yeah, pretty much any device that has a USB input or a headphone jack or a Bluetooth connection is gonna work just fine with this headset. Now, one of the most important things when it comes to a headset like this is how does it actually sound? And we'll get into the mic quality in just a bit, but for now, let's talk a little bit about how it sounds in your ears when you have this headset on. And the first thing I'll say, the biggest thing I noticed as soon as I put this on and I hit play on some music, is that this headset has what they call a V-shaped or a U-shaped audio signal, basically meaning that the highs and the lows, the bass and the treble, are very boosted. So if you're listening to hip hop or rock or any kind of EDM or anything like that, it is going to blast your eardrums. So I definitely had to turn it down a fair bit. I would not recommend using these headphones at like maximum volume or anything like that. But if you're trying to have a good time and listen to some good music, these are pretty solid for the price. The flip side to that, because they have these kind of elevated highs and lows, you really don't want to kind of use these for any kind of critical listening. So if you are video editing or anything like that, or if you're trying to get kind of a neutral profile with your audio, you're not gonna get those with this headset at all. Of course, because you have those amplified highs and lows, it is gonna be good for gaming. You're gonna be able to hear footsteps, you're gonna be able to hear gunshots and that kind of thing. And even though this doesn't have any kind of like surround sound feature in it, it's still pretty easy to kind of get a directional awareness of where the sounds are coming from. So I think overall for music listening and for gaming, it's pretty solid. Now I will say those midtones, especially around where vocals lie when it comes to speech or anything like that, they do get a little muddy. So it's not gonna give you the clearest vocal quality. And again, that's why I wouldn't recommend these for any kind of critical listening. But if you're just trying to have a good time, they're pretty great. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and slap this on so that way you can hear exactly how the microphone sounds. But before we get into that, I just wanted to say real quick, as of recording this video, we are currently at 1,870 subscribers on this channel. Now, I'm just some dude in his spare bedroom talking about all the different toys that he likes, and I have a massive goal this year of getting to 5,000 subscribers. So if this is the kind of video that you like to watch on YouTube, and if you want to support just some geek in his spare bedroom, if you could do me a solid and consider subscribing, I'd appreciate it. All right, on to the video. And here we are. Okay, so 2 things, of course. Yes, I know I'm wearing different clothing here. I had to record this whole bit on a separate day. And another thing, I know that the microphone is in a weird place right now, but I wanted to leave it here because this is kind of the position that it defaults to when you put the microphone on. As soon as you bend the microphone to kind of be closer to your face, it's gonna fall right around here, which is not a good place for the microphone to be. In a position like this, it's gonna be right under your nose, and anytime you exhale through your nose, I won't do it now or I'll try not to, but anytime you exhale, you're gonna end up getting kind of wind noise in the microphone. So you wanna try to force the microphone down a bit as best you can, and you want it to be maybe just below your mouth level. But at that level, this is what it sounds like. Right now I have the settings for the microphone on my computer set to 100%, and I'm recording this in Audacity. My levels are going between -18 and -12 dB, which is a little low when you have this microphone maxed out. I think the volume should be a little bit higher, but this isn't too bad. I'll raise the volume in post to see what it sounds like. Now, I'm not going to do any other changing of the sound quality here. I'm not going to apply any noise gates or filters or anything like that. This is just going to be raw audio. I'm just going to turn up the volume so that you can hear it. And while we're here, while I'm wearing this, let me tell you about kind of how it feels on my head. First off, it has these kind of leather cups, which I'm not always a big fan of. The headset that I normally use, let me grab it over here, has kind of a cloth cup. And the reason why I have that is, for me, it's just more comfortable. I know some people prefer these leather cups, but I live in Florida, which can get pretty hot, especially during the summertime. And so having leather cups, this can kind of cook your ears a little bit. Now, right now, the temperature in this room is probably around 72 degrees Fahrenheit. And so I haven't really had any problems with like my ears getting sweaty or anything like that. And again, I've been wearing these all day long while I work. So I work 8+ hours in this desk every single day. And, you know, I take them off here and there to go to the bathroom or get water or whatever. But for the most part, they're strapped to my ears. And I haven't particularly felt overheated. They do kind of enclose your ears in. Now, I have pretty big ears, but my ears fit pretty well in the cups here, so I haven't had a problem with that. And it kind of creates this natural noise isolation. So it feels a little weird that I'm talking now and I'm just hearing myself in my head, but not as much like outside of my head, if that makes any sense. So if you have these on, be careful of people sneaking up on you, because even though they don't have built-in noise cancellation, you are going to feel a little separated from the rest of the world. But overall, they are super comfortable once you get them on your head. I know that they're not made from the best materials, but once you have them strapped on, it feels really good. Let me know how the audio quality sounds. I think it's not going to be too bad, but let me know what you think in the comments below, and let's get back to the rest of the video. Another thing that's really advertised with this headset is the battery life. It's advertised as getting up to 40 hours of listening on a single charge, and I haven't done an exact test to see, you know, exactly how many hours of listening I've gotten out of it, but I can tell you that I use these quite a bit, and my girlfriend, who has a set as well, uses them pretty much all day for work, and they don't need to be charged very often. From what I've seen online, they do tend to get close to that 40-hour mark, but only if you turn the LEDs off. If you leave the LEDs on the headset on while you're using them, that will cut down your battery life significantly. So okay, what's the verdict? What are the things that I officially like and don't like about this headset? Well, let's start with the cons. First up, and you heard it yourself, the mic quality is okay. It's nothing special. Really nothing to write home about. I wouldn't recommend using it for anything beyond just a simple video chat, or if you're gaming with your friends and you want to be able to have them hear what you're saying. It's not going to do anything spectacular. Another con, of course, is that Bluetooth delay that we talked about earlier. Now, again, I recommend using that 2.4 gigahertz adapter when you're able to, and if not, just going over the wired connection, especially if you're concerned about any kind of delay. If you're just listening to music, then it doesn't really matter. But that Bluetooth delay is going to be pretty significant, and, you know, if that's something that you're going to be using for yourself, that might be a con. The other con that I have, which is honestly the biggest one for me, is just the build quality. This thing, I've been trying not to move it around too much because it is noisy. It creaks, it rattles, it definitely doesn't feel like it's made out of really high quality materials. And, you know, I feel like it's probably not gonna last you forever, unless, of course, you baby it significantly. So when it comes to build quality, you're kind of getting what you pay for. But those are really all the cons I have when it comes to this headset. What are the pros? Well, first off, I mean, the price. This headset normally goes for about 50 bucks on Amazon, but I was able to find a couple of places where it was listed for 30 right now. So if you want to check those to make sure that it's still on sale and maybe pick one up for yourself, I'm going to link to those in the description box below. Go ahead and jump down there to see if it's still on sale. Good luck. Also, if you're just looking for something super convenient, as I mentioned before, you have those 3 different ways to connect this to your device. You don't need anything crazy. You don't need additional software or anything like that. It's just plug and play. And the other big pro for me personally is how good and enjoyable this is when it comes to listening to music. I mainly listen to hip hop and rock, and so that kind of, you know, amplified bass and treble that you're gonna get out of this headset is perfect for that. So is this, you know, the greatest headset in the world? No, of course not. But does it punch well above its weight, especially considering the price? Absolutely. And I think if you're looking for a gaming headset or just a headset to use for Discord calls or Skype calls, if anybody even uses Skype anymore, or even for work, if you're on work calls all day, I think this is a great option. If you want to check out the GTHEOS Captain 300, I'm going to link to the best deals that I could find in the description box below. If you use those links, it helps out the channel, so I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about the headset, let me know in the comments below. I'll try to answer them for you. If this video helped you out, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. That way, I can see you next time in the Spare Tech Room. Be good.